You know me as Omnitrix12, and today for my first video I will be doing part 1 of a 3-part series of tutorials about Bible study. Part 1 will be looking up a verse, part 2 will be understanding what the verse really means, and part 3 will be knowing what that meaning has to do with your personal life. Now a lot of you who grew up in church are probably wondering, what is this? He's telling us how to look up Bible verses? That's kid stuff. Well, believe it or not, most people in America today, including a number of people in our own church pews every Sunday, and even more of the ones who just show up for VBS, Easter, and Christmas musicals, couldn't find John 3:16 to save their life, or more importantly, somebody's soul. So for those of you who skipped out on Sunday school, this is going to be lesson number 1. To start off with, most of the time you will hear a Bible verse reference along with or in place of the verse itself. A verse reference is a little like the address on a postcard that tells the mailman where to go. Only in this case, you are the mailman, and you're going to pick up a message, not deliver one. If that sounds boring, try thinking of it as like a football game when they're doing a huddle. They say stuff like Hail Mary pass or quarterback sneak instead of describing what they're going to do. This is basically how that works. This is basically the same idea. A verse reference comes in 3, sometimes 4 simple parts. Book title, chapter title, verse number, and sometimes there's a little letter at the end. The book title tells what part of the Bible to look in to find what you need to know. A lot of times the title is something weird sounding like Deuteronomy or Haggai. But today we'll be looking up the verse 2 Timothy 2:15. And to do that, naturally, we start by flipping to 2 Timothy, which I've already got it open to. You see the full title is actually, let's see if I've got the focus right on this. There we go. It's kind of blurry, but you can see the full title is actually the second letter of Paul to Timothy. But since the second letter of Paul to Timothy, chapter 2, verse 15 doesn't roll off the tongue so easily, some people just say 2 Timothy 2:15. Sometimes they even shorten it to 2 Tim. Now, if you've ever taken a class involving one of those thick textbooks, you've probably had to review chapters and pages. The Bible is put together kind of like that, except that a lot of the chapters are less than 1 page. I can already hear the high schoolers going, "Woohoo! Let's to study!" Well, maybe not. Just keep watching. In the book of 2 Timothy, you find 4 chapters which are marked by these big letters right here. Excuse me again. As you can see, again, kind of blurry, but there are big letters right here and here, and as you can see, there's 4 of them. And those mark where the chapters start. And in the midst of those, it would be too blurry to show you on this camera, but you can see it in your own Bible. There are a bunch of little numbers. So starting with chapter 2, going down, we find verse 15, which reads, "Be diligent to present yourself approved to God as a workman who does not need to be ashamed, accurately handling the word of truth." Congratulations! Next time you see John 3:16 hanging out at a baseball game, you can go and see what they're talking about. Next time we'll be looking at how to make sense of what it says in the Bible. Accurately handling, what does that mean? Until then, this is Omnitrix12, signing out.